Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video and kind of a surprise video as we have a balance patch teaser. And as you can see, it's rather small for standard, as yes, the major balance changes that we are expecting for standard will be happening with the expansion like patch, the one that will have the early access brawl and all of that, but they are making one change to appease the Reddit crybabies. One more nerf, bro? Wait, I thought that was reserved for people like me. Anyways, we have that as well as multiple nerfs for wild that are desperately needed. Again, we don't know the exact changes. We just know the cards, so we'll go over what they are, what the changes could be, and then tomorrow the patch notes and the patch will drop and we'll know the final changes. Of course, there's card reveals still going on where we have a giveaway going on for 2 regular pre-orders and 2 mega bundles out of my pocket to enter the giveaway. Like and comment in the video, link down description below, the one with that thumbnail over there. Be subscribed to the channel. Every 1,000 subs we get until that rewards track refresh goes live, I will add another mega bundle, so hit that sub button, make me go baroque. So yeah, we have 2 images here, one with the contentious 7 drop that deletes cards, and 3 wild changes, and I have the cards all loaded up. So the only nerf that will be going live tomorrow will be to War Master Blackhorn, the early access legendary. That makes 2 for 2. 2 early access legendaries in a row getting nerfed, although the last one was more so because Rewind didn't work very well. This one is because it makes people want to uninstall their game when they get all their cards destroyed that cost 2 or less in their hand and deck. So will be interesting to see what the change is to this card. It is not a statistical outlier in its performance. It's a sentiment nerf. It's also a bit of a warping nerf that, yeah, you're playing a combo deck that plays cheap cards, or just a deck that its value is, cheap card centric. The majority of Hearthstone cards that are made are relatively cheap, that it's just too easy to run in a slower, grindier deck. So that's why they're nerfing it. People are getting upset about it, crying on Reddit, crying on Twitter. It's just funny. It's usually me crying and then everyone going, one more nerf throw at me. And now I can do it to them. So yes, if you check out my Twitter, I will absolutely be making that joke and people will not get it and saying, wait, you're not okay with this getting nerfed? I'm okay with it. It's just funny, okay? Let me have my moment, all right? I don't get a lot of these where, a card comes in that destroys combo. It's very rare, but yeah, we'll see what the change is. Again, it could just be more expensive, could be like cost 1 or less, could just only hit the hand, could only hit the deck. There's a lot of different changes we could see, and I guess we will find that out tomorrow. Now we have the wild changes, and I will note 1 or 2 decks are kind of missing from this. I'm happy we're getting stuff. We'll talk about the stuff that's missing, but Spiritsinger Umbra is getting nerfed for the Egg of Kelos' Sins, I suppose. It's a 4-mana 3/4. After you summon a minion, trigger its death rattle effect. Basically, if you don't play much wild, if you just summon an Egg of Kelos, not even have to play it, summon it so it dies and spawn another egg, that egg spawns another egg until it gets to 2020, right? And you could do that as early as like turn 3. You could play coin egg on 2, and then you play sacrificial summoner, I think it's called, then you can destroy it for 0 mana, like the ritual spell, and then boom, you have a full board in 2020. How do you deal with that? Almost no deck can possibly deal with that, and it is really meta warping, really nasty. I imagine it's changed to after you play a minion, trigger its death rattle effect. They could also bump it up a mana, so it doesn't hit that sacrificial summoner, doesn't hit Oaken summons, because Druid's pretty good with this as well, without killing the the card, but increasing its mana cost. And it'd be significant. It'd be very similar to like Dorian in way, the ways things would tutor and be super strong with that, and putting it to 5 killed so many interactions. Could be the same situation here. So either they rework the card or it goes up a mana. Be interesting to see what happens, but I feel like those are the main 2 options. And yes, absolutely needed for the wild format. So I'm very happy to see that. discard Warlock is getting tools, okay? They're getting more stuff, so something had to give, considering the latest tool it got, the 4-mana weapon, put the burn discard Warlock to like tier 1, tier S ability, where you're just facing either Egg Warlock or this, right? So how do you change this? You can kill the card, have it hit only minions. You could actually nerf it by decreasing the mana, right? Make it 4 mana, so it's not as easy to target with discards. You could reduce the amount of damage it deals as well alongside with that. So I feel like those are really the only options you can do. Either it doesn't go face anymore, or it's cheaper and deals less damage. The cheaper part definitely won't kill discard Warlock, but it's kind of been a deck in Wild forever, and is kind of, it is technically discard is like a core class identity for Warlock, so it's a tough one to navigate, whereas like Umbra is not core to literally any deck you can rework. So we'll see what happens with that. I imagine it just goes cheaper, less damage, but yeah, they could outright gut the card. It doesn't go face anymore, but why would you ever play this, right? It just wouldn't be a thing. And then, yeah, the last wild nerf makes me sad as a Druid player, but this is such a gross, disgusting card. I just don't know how you nerf it. You sell 9 mana 5/5, your spells cost 1. So this is on the board. The spells cost 1, and especially when they put the whatever, the Wish Upon a Star, or whatever the 8 mana card's called. I'll put it on the screen. It allows you just to refresh 3 mana, refresh 3 mana, refresh 3 mana. You have 9 mana to work with all 1 mana spells. You're just going to nuke your opponent, right? Ever since that card came in to standard, it's really had that effect on Wild. And yeah, Barnes summoning this doesn't care about the mana cost. Dungar summoning this doesn't care about the mana cost. The 8 mana spell that summons a minion from your deck doesn't care about the mana cost. Something has to give on its tech. So maybe your spells cost 3 less as a constant effect. Like, I don't know what it's gonna do. I'm very curious to see what the nerf is. I feel like you gotta rework it in some way, because again, mana stats don't matter. The text is the most important part of this card. So yeah, those are the changes. I will note though, there are a couple of glaring omissions for Wild. First, it's just Nazmani Priest, right, with Lightspeed. That's not there. That's one of the best decks, if not the best deck in Wild. It's more of a high legend thing or animation cheating thing, but that hasn't stopped them before from nerfing those type of decks. So I'm wondering if it has anything to do with light speed rotating, and maybe that would get hit later, you know, wait for it to rotate. But why wait? Nobody's played that card in standard anyways, at least that I'm aware of. Maybe, okay, I'll get a viewer who says, Zeddy, I play Lightspeed Priest, and if they nerfed it before it went out, what can I do? So I apologize to that person. But regardless, like, it's not a super meta card. And then, yeah, Hostage Mage with Romath and Ice Block going infinite and just being super toxic has been super polarizing, frustrating, more of a sentiment thing. It's never been a top tier, like, crazy performer since the Mage Quest got nerfed when you could take infinite turns. It's just not that, but it just drives people absolutely crazy. So yeah, surprised to not see those two on there. But at the end of the day, I'm just happy for what we can get in Wild, and this should help freshen things up. And again, we'll know the changes tomorrow. We'll go over all that. Whatever else is in the patch notes, we'll see. But again, the major balance changes, like for Elise and like probably like Blobatar type of stuff, isn't coming of like definitely officially now until the expansion patch, which we can expect a week before the expansion comes out. So that'll be like in March 10th. So we're still a couple weeks away from a true real big reset, but also Wild reverts will come with that. So anyways, we'll talk about more about that tomorrow. Card reviews later today, so stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.